Good evening, everyone. It's Ginny, learnwithginny.com, and Diane, our special guest from dianehawkman.com.
Hello.
We're going to talk about defending your social media empire. And while you're hopping on, I'm going to make sure that we have sound because I have done this before without sound.
And I'm sharing it to my wall. There we go.
Here we go. Yep, we have sound. Cool beans. We should be live in several locations. Okay. Well, before I begin, I have a couple disclaimers just because you got to say it. The lawyers say we got to say it. Everybody says we got to say it. So if me or any expert I reference we are not responsible for any accounts that get hacked or any stolen properties. That's the disclaimer. We're not responsible for any actions on any platform that any platform takes either, like if Facebook shuts you down, that kind of stuff. So disclaimers out there.
This is like a general conversation, and they should check with their own experts or hire or do whatever they need to do to protect
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff. So my first question, how many of you have stories of accounts getting hacked, property stolen, or getting your information?
Me. I haven't had anything stolen, but I have had. Actually, that's a lie. I have. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I have had my information stolen. I have had accounts shut down. I have had people pretending to be me, which I'm sure a lot of you have. What else have I had done? Oh, and I have clicked the links, which I'll get to later, but don't feel bad if you click the links. Even the experts click the links. Just saying.
You mean like in phishing type of emails and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Right, let's go through it. And by the way, I'm excited to be here because I've had this issue. And I was talking to Ginny because she's worked in cybersecurity for 25 years. She worked in an IT firm. She does all kinds of stuff in this field for all different types of clients. And when I saw what was going on in Vegas, I was just having a conversation with her. I don't know if you guys saw, two of the biggest casino companies like that have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of customers and rooms and everything got hacked. And basically the MGM properties, if you go look at any of the video footage, they had no computers to check people in. All the slot machines were down. Everything was down. Everything. All their turn in the ticket machines. And it kind of freaked me out because we've dealt with it in this space for a long time. People, mimicking or hacking or getting into your Facebook. I get at least 3 times a day an email from Facebook that somebody's trying to reset my password. You get it sends you the little code to enter. It goes on all day.
Yep, so, it happens on my Google account all the time.
Yeah.
I get
so
those.
We were just having this conversation, and Ginny said, "Let's do a live." And I said, "Can I come? Can I come?"
Yeah.
So talk to us, Ginny. Teach us.
Let's get down to it.
Okay. Important things.
So tip number 1 is an acronym. Okay. Don't freak out. MFA just means multi-factor authentication. Okay. On every account. And it just means lots of ways to log in, right? Like, so on Facebook, for example, when I put my password in, it sends me a code to my phone. That's the second level. So you want to have 2 levels at least. Where I work, we have like 3 or 4 levels. It's a pain in the butt. Takes a long time to log into everything. However, it's harder for hackers to get in if they happen to guess your password. So
that thing where they send you the code and you have to enter a code, that's a second factor.
Yes.
Login.
Your fingerprint is a second factor. Your there's apps you can download, which I should add them to my list. I do have an ultimate list of home business apps that you can download on my website. I'll add these to my list, but there's authentication apps too that you can use.
Yep. I have a couple of authenticators. Yep.
I have a couple too. There's several ways that I have logins. So that is number 1, MFA.
Okay.
Number 2, and the reason why we talk about passwords so much, by the way, is because that is your first line of defense. It's the first line of defense. So never use the same password anywhere.
I'm so guilty of this.
I know. And I have been in the past. I got yelled at for it. So,
So guilty
Ginny,
of
you
this.
can't do that. You have to change your password. So, yes, you have to. I'm sorry.
I'll go do it.
The reason why is because if a hacker gets into, let's say you have a password on your Amazon account, if a hacker gets in there and knows that password, they'll start using that password on your bank accounts, on your social media, everywhere. And if you used it everywhere, then guess what? They can get in everywhere.
Mm.
It's bad.
It
So,
is
don't
bad.
do it.
I change it. I get like I change it, but I use it everywhere, and then I change it. Like I don't do all different ones. I mean, Ginny, what do you think? Because it's hard to keep track of all of them. Do you have any tips on keeping track of them?
Oh gosh, I'm so glad you asked. I actually do. I have several tips. So in my list of ultimate home business apps, whatever I called it,
Where can we get that?
learnwithjenny.com.
Win with Ginny.
Learn.
Oh, learn.
Learn.
Sorry, learn.
It's my website. It's posted everywhere.
Learn with
If you need it, I'll give it to you. No big deal. Send me your email. I'll do it that way. But anyway, there are password managers that you can use.
Mhm.
A famous one, for example, is LastPass.
Yes.
However, LastPass was hacked. So,
No.
so I switched to, I have two of them that I use now. I use one called RoboForm
Yeah.
and one called Keeper. Now, Keeper, I actually have a special coupon for all of my watchers here.
Wait.
Yeah, 40% off. So,
Is it keeper.com?
good question. If you get my coupon though, you got to use my link. Keeper password manager is at keeper.com. It is, what is it? keepersecurity.com.
But do we need a code or a link for you?
I have a link with 40% off.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it for you guys
Can
special.
you put it in the chat?
I don't know. I have it. I'm going to put it in my book. I'm going to update my book with more apps. How
Okay.
about?
Or perhaps even after you can go, you can put it in the chat here, or you can put it afterwards underneath the post on Facebook and wherever else you posted this.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to make
for
sure
sure.
it's the right link.
Yeah. Yep. I have it somewhere in my documents, I'm sure. Anyway. So what did I say? Keeper and RoboForm is the other one that I used for years. I have a link for that one too. I don't know how much it costs, but I don't have any specials on it.
Okay.
So never use the same password. You know, I could add to that. I don't have that in my list here, but use a phrase with a number, like, I don't know, everything goes my way with capital letters and a number, something like that. You know, like a whole phrase. It's harder for them to guess. So, and then of course these password keepers also generate long, complicated passwords. Yeah. And then you only have to remember one password to get into your password safe. So, Alice says 1Password for Mac is a good one too.
Cool.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, I have clients that do this all the time, and I've been guilty of it.
Pretty.
I know. I'm sorry. Why? It's the same reason why not to use your same password everywhere. Because if they get a password to, let's say, your Google account, they'll have access to your passwords, all your passwords.
But I like Chrome because then I can sign in on different devices.
I know. So here's another little thing that I've done. I have like 3-step multi-factor authentication for my Google account for that reason, because I had passwords.
Oh wait, I do.
Yes. So that will help.
Ginny, I have to step away for a minute. Keep going on the thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll keep going. Okay, so we're not using the same path or our browser. Here's the biggest one, because even if they get your passwords, it doesn't matter if you click their link. Okay, if a spammer sends you a link in a text, in an email, in Messenger, anywhere, if you click the link, you'll activate whatever it is that they want to get from you. For example, I posted a screenshot of an Amazon text that I got, and it actually said that my Amazon account was hacked. And it kind of freaked me out at first because the subject line, that's what it's made to do. It's made to trigger an emotion from you to make you take action. So if you feel fear is a liar, by the way, but if you feel fear, if you feel an urgency, stop and take a breath and don't click. Okay, don't click, because you got to think, did somebody really hack my Amazon account? So what I did instead, I did what I was told to do. I was a good girl. I did not click the link. I went over to my computer, I logged into my Amazon account, and I checked to see. And then I just changed my password. No big deal. Done deal. I mean, if it was hacked, then I changed my password and they're not in anymore. So just take a breath and don't click any of the links, because yeah, that goes right along with this. And I spelled it wrong, I see, but who cares? Don't open any attachments. Now, this happens in a lot of business scenarios. Like I've seen, I work with Dell a lot, and I've seen them, they look very real, and it actually says Dell invoice, and you think it's real, and you think you need to open it, or you think you need to forward it to your accounts payable department or whatever, but it's not real. If you open it, then it will trigger some kind of software that will get on the network and do all kinds of nasty things. So don't do it. Now, if you did by accident, just make sure you tell the experts in your business that you did it, so that they can take care of things right away. They'll probably just unplug your computer from the network, and I've had it happen. Okay. So again, the experts make these mistakes too. So don't open any attachments. Don't click any links. Don't click any links. Okay, here's one. When in doubt, throw it out. And this is what I've been talking about all day, right? And what do I mean? I mean, if you get unsolicited messages from someone you think that is your friend, go make sure. Go look for your friends and see, oh, I'm still friends with them. Why is this person that's not a friend messaging me? Or maybe this has happened to me, where I actually have multiple friends that are the same person. And then I'm like, okay, which one's the real Betty? Stand up, right? So when in doubt, throw it out, which means get rid of them, block them, whatever you need to do, and report them, right? So, that brings me right to tip number 7, which is report fake profiles. And tell the victim to let their followers know, because the more people that report the fake account, the more likely it'll be taken down sooner. A lot of people have been telling me that Facebook, for example, takes a long time to take down those accounts, but the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So go ahead and have other people report it, because the more people that report it, the more that Facebook is going to be like, wow, this is really a bad fake account. Let's get rid of it. Their bots will catch on to it faster too. On TikTok, I have an extra tip that if they've stolen your videos, the one that I used in my example, because I did a short clip, I was looking at John and Nadia Melton's page, and there was one that was exactly the same. It had, the only things different was that their name had an S at the end, and they had more people that they were following and less followers than their real account. But all the videos were the same. They had the same pinned videos. They even stole their website and put it on there. So in those cases, you can actually go into TikTok and not only report the profile, but report it as, what's it called? Information. They stole your information. It's like copyright, right? If they steal your videos.
Mm-hmm.
So you can report that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I think TikTok will take care of that quicker, because it's a copyright violation. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to step away. You talked
That's
about
okay.
the all the fake Facebook profiles.
Yes, that's what we were talking about
Yeah.
because we should tell John and Nadia that they have this
Oh,
fake account out there.
they know. They know.
They
I
know.
already reported that one because that one. But I have one right now that's writing to people about Bitcoin or whatever it is. They're
Yeah.
soliciting people. Like it looks like it's me, and they're messaging people and talking to them
Yep.
about investments. So.
Yep. Yep. And there's a clue right there. But thank you. It's copyright infringement. It's also intellectual property
Right.
infringement.
Mhm.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Intellectual property. Because sometimes it's not copyrighted, but if it's your material, it's still
Yep. Your
yeah.
property. Yep. For sure.
Okay. Number 8. Never give out your personal information. So
What if somebody wants to take me out on a date, Jenny? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
take your mace with you.
Actually, do you know how many
compact.
women get taken advantage of by guys that act like they're flirting with them and they're scammers? It's really bad.
That's scary.
It's really bad. I know so many women that have sent money to people because they always romance you and then they somehow have a problem like and you feel like you need to save them and you send them money. I have not, which is good. But people
The opposite is true too, because I've seen men looking for dates in other countries.
Yeah.
And those women.
Actually, I know somebody who that happened to big time.
I do too.
$15,000 worth.
How much?
$15,000 worth.
Okay. The one he was like 20 or 30,000, I want to say.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't know. It was a super sad story. And watch your back, ladies and gentlemen. Watch your back. I almost feel like I go back to that phrase that I rolled up earlier. Where is it? Right here. Oh, I didn't click show. Whoops. Come on. Anyway, it was when in doubt, throw it out. I use it in my refrigerator, but I also use it on people. Sorry, but you know what? If I get that feeling, then it's just not something.
If anything,
right.
looks sketch. And my kids call it sketch. Looks sketch.
Yeah.
If it's really your bank, they're going to write you again or contact you some other way. If it's really this, if it's really that, and nobody's going to ask you for personal information.
Yep. They shouldn't have to. So I wanted to mention too that I just learned this the other day. There's a such thing as called a SIM swapping, where if they have your cell phone number, they will like text it over and over again, and then they will get in touch with your carrier and somehow get it switched by saying, "Oh, I lost my phone," or and I have a new phone. And then if you find that your phone doesn't work anymore, all of a sudden, I would call your carrier right away.
Yep.
And if you can, I know on my Android phone, if I log into Google, I can erase my phone from my web, from my browser. I can say, erase all the data. My phone's been stolen.
Because once they get into your phone, they can get into everything.
Absolutely.
Which is why you shouldn't use your passwords the way you taught us to before. I'm like sitting here going, oh my God.
I know. And it gets worse and worse because they get smarter, right? I mean, that's the way it is. I'm sorry, but it is. It is. We get smarter too, but
For sure.
I have 2 more.
There's more.
So at home, lock down your Wi-Fi, which just means make sure you have your secure password on it. That's all. Because you ever go by if you're sitting and you see open Wi-Fi's,
I have to admit, years ago, I used to drive around, like I'd be somewhere because there wasn't as much Wi-Fi back in the day. And I used to drive around a neighborhood when I needed to do something. I'd pull into a residential neighborhood and I'd just drive until somebody's Wi-Fi was open and I'd use their Wi-Fi. So.
Well, Diane, you can use my Wi-Fi anytime.
You are so good to me.
But the hackers, if they use it, they could get into my computer, right? Yeah. And guess what? I do my banking on my computer.
Yeah.
So yeah, lock it down.
Lock it down.
And finally, as part of that, have a firewall in place. Now, a lot of ISPs, which is your internet service provider, a lot of those services have firewalls in their modems. Mine does. So it also has, they protect me. I've had links blocked, that were clicked on somebody's computer, and I'll look at my app and I'm like, oh yeah, they're keeping me safe.
Yeah.
So if your ISP doesn't have one, go buy one.
Yep.
As far as antivirus and anti-malware on Windows, I just use Windows Defender. There are other ones out there like Panda, McAfee Antivirus, Norton Antivirus, all those.
Norton, yeah.
Yep. Keep your software up to date. That is my final tip, which is just let Windows do its thing. Let it do its updates, because they have programmers on staff that are constantly keeping holes plugged so that people can't get into your system.
Apparently, Apple had a big security update like last week or the week before. So if you guys are using Apple products, phone and Macs, you should check and see if there's an update required, because I heard it was a big one. Like there was a big breach or something. So,
yep.
I can't believe
that's all I have.
I can't believe I'm a Mac girl now. I never thought I'd say that.
I know. That's crazy.
Things change. In fact, whenever I help my friend with his PC, it's like backwards to me now, and it takes me a minute. And I used a PC since PCs were PCs. So, and then just recently started going the other way. So it's always backwards. But these are really, really, really good tips that I think everybody should really give themselves a checkup. Because the bottom line is, somebody gets into your Facebook, they can really ruin your reputation. They can hurt you. Like, I know that there have been people that their Facebook is clearly hacked, and I unfriend them because I have to, because it's clearly a problem. But then if you get it fixed and you come back, you lost a lot of your people that you put a lot of time into building relationships with. Your email, I saw one today, my friend Herb, somebody was clearly in his email provider, and because he was getting emails from himself, weird emails. Somebody sends out a weird email, it can really hurt your reputation. It can really hurt the relationships you spent years building. Somebody copies you and on Facebook and starts soliciting people. It can hurt you. It can really, really hurt you. So you really want to focus in on this. It seems like my first reaction to you tonight listening was like, oh man, I don't feel like doing different passwords. I don't feel like doing that. But I also know I'm going to pay the price if I don't. And my business, I've spent 25 years building up this business. I don't want one idiot to come and hack me and take away everything I've worked so hard for. So Thank you, Jenny. Thank you.
That's the bottom line. LearnWithJenny.com is where you go to download my book. And I will be updating it. So everybody that's already on my list, you'll get a new copy.
And what kind of apps are in there? Just, like
all the apps I've ever used.
Yeah, all the apps you've ever used, or all the apps you like?
All the apps I like.
What am I like? Name one that would help me. Name one.
CapCut. You probably already used.
I happen to use CapCut. And CapCut is
so
very.
Did you know they have a desktop version now?
No, I did not know that.
I downloaded. That's why I didn't post a video yesterday, because I got distracted. I was playing with the desktop. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Well, that's so much easier for me. So I like that.
Right. And you can share it right to your TikTok from your desktop. So you get done editing it and you just go, boop, put it over there.
Well, I'll be doing that next after we get off.
That's pretty cool, right? So I just learned that.
Awesome.
There's even, in the pro version, there's even a little feature that you can click that takes out dead space, repeated words, and something else. I don't know.
Oh, that's good. Like the ahs and the uhs and the.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's one. I use InShot sometimes, but I've been using CapCut more.
Yeah, me too.
What else? Aweber, of course. Digital Mentors for my funnels. And
signature programs, not just apps.
Not just apps.
Apps per se.
Programs
different
too.
Programs and different things you use. Excellent. Excellent. No, she's not talking about Descript, Alice. She's talking about CapCut has that functionality as well. Descript has that functionality. Descript is a very cool program.
I haven't used that one.
I haven't used that one yet. We can visit that another day.
Oh, for sure. I'm planning on doing a live once a week.
Excellent.
I don't have a pattern. So you'll have to just watch my list or watch my wall for when I schedule them.
There you go.
Right?
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jenny.
You got any words of wisdom for our watchers?
Yeah, listen to Jenny.
Special Diane nugget.
Listen to Jenny. She knows stuff. She's so like sweet and mild mannered, but she knows a lot of stuff. I think with anything, you have to take your business seriously. And a lot of people, I was just explaining this to my mom, my 80-year-old mom, about people in the industry, and that a lot of people come and go because they're dabbling, or it's a hobby, or it's something that they're playing with. So it seems like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this stuff. But if you take your business seriously like a business, this is really important stuff. And learning about different software and learning how to sit down and utilize things, or video editing, or all the different things we do, they're all really important skills. And you know how I always talk about stacking skills, right? Pick a skill, learn it, pick a skill, learn it, stack them up, and all of a sudden, you know, you can do almost anything. So with cybersecurity, whatever you want to call it, learning to protect yourself, learning to protect your leads, your relationships, your social media profiles. I mean, if your Facebook goes down, just getting locked in Facebook jail puts a real, you know,
it does
throws a nut into people's, you know, machinery. And sometimes it's only for a day or two, but sometimes they'll put you in jail for 2 weeks, a month. And so that's bad enough. And that's not being hacked. That's just being, you know, a bad girl on Facebook. But what happens when it gets hacked? And I think, Jenny, you should tell Fernand's story.
Oh yeah.
Tell
His account did
about
get
what
hacked.
happened to him. It was really bad.
I would actually like to bring him on and have him tell us his story.
I think it would be important. But just to give you guys a quick synopsis, and this goes on all the time. Basically, people get into your account and they hold it for ransom, and they try to extort you, and they start publishing. Actually, Jenny, I just want to, I do this. I'm ADHD, guys. Don't mind me, because it make me think. I did have that happen to me once. Somebody took one of my domains. They didn't really hack me. What they did was I had a domain expire, and it was Diane Hockman Videos. I hope it's not still there. It might be. And they turned it into a porn site, which was not good. Mark Harbert also had that happen, where one of his sites was turned into a porn site. So it's kind of embarrassing, because I clearly don't want people seeing my name associated with porn. So that was really crummy. So that wasn't even a hacking. But in this guy's case, they hacked his site, his Facebook account, I believe it was. And then basically they kept telling him, if you don't pay us, we're going to publish all this stuff, and everybody will think it's you. And he didn't pay them, and he didn't give in, and he built another profile. But think about the hiccup that's going to put in your business if you lose, especially if you're not building a list, which you need to build a list, and you're only using social for all of your business, and somebody hacks you, and now they start posting.
That reminds me of there was a big marketer, and I can't remember, she's not huge in our world, but she had a Facebook group that was her main source of income, and her Facebook profile got hacked, everything gone. So she had to start all over, and guess what she did?
What she did?
She built a list.
Yeah, I'm always. I mean, I've been preaching, how many years now have I been preaching about building that gosh darn list that you can control? You know, social media. You know, we can sit and complain about it. It's there. It's cool, and we don't have control over it, and it is very hackable. Yeah. So, I've never had any problems with my list, though, which is interesting, because you think they'd go after, you know, people with big email lists and stuff, but I've never had a problem. So
maybe it's harder. I don't know.
Maybe they haven't thought of it, and we should shut up.
Right? Yeah, really.
Anyway.
You're funny. Okay, I don't know if we missed any comments because I noticed that there's a couple places that are not showing comments that we're live in. So it could
Oh,
be.
well,
I will go check.
all
So
the
if
comments in
you,
here in the interface looks like
yep,
we've covered them all.
we did.
We're
We
good.
did. But I just wanted to let people know. It looks like those are either from my page. Yeah, from my page. So if you left any comments, I will get back to them and answer your questions. Send me your emails if you want that book, that ebook. You can go see Diane on her page, dianehawkman.com, and then learnwithjenny.com too. So
Yay. All right.
thank you for coming.
I gotta go change passwords.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drink my collagen.
Oh,
It's
Mama
yummy.
or strawberry
Nope,
lemonade?
this one's the strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade. It's very tasty.
Mm,
Very tasty. If you want to know about that,
very
ask me
tasty.
too.
Oh,
Very
for
tasty.
sure.
All right. I will see you later. Thanks so much for letting me come on with you, and thanks for putting this together because I'm serious. I really got to go like fix my stuff. All right.
I do. I got to stay on top of it too. So
Yeah.
we all do.
All right.
We
I'll
all
see
do.
you later.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.